Every Monday morning in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, an Amish woman fills a single tub with 15 gallons of hot water and washes 4 full loads of laundry in under 60 minutes. No electricity and no spinning drum. Her device removes twice as much water as your spin cycle. Her grandmother's machine still runs after 40 years, and by the end of this video, you will discover exactly why every major American manufacturer stopped making this technology. The machine sitting in that Amish farmhouse washroom is called a wringer washer. It is a galvanized steel tub mounted on legs with a hand-cranked agitator that rocks back and forth through the water. 2 rubber rollers sit on top, spring-loaded, creating uniform pressure across anything fed between them. That is the wringer. The agitator forces soapy water through fabric in rhythmic pulses, releasing dirt without the violent tumbling of a modern drum. The wringer rollers then squeeze each garment flat, pressing out moisture with mechanical advantage your spin cycle cannot match. A modern front loader spins clothes at over 1,000 revolutions per minute. But the wringer extracts up to twice as much water, no electricity required, just leverage and pressure applied through cast iron gears. 5 loads in an automatic front loader take 4¼ hours when you account for cycle times. The same 5 loads through a Maytag wringer take 1 hour. The machine does not wait. It does not lock its door. You feed garments through the wringer by hand and move immediately to the next batch. Here is the number that transforms everything. That single tub of 15 gallons does not serve 1 load. It serves 4, sometimes 5. The Amish follow a cascading sequence perfected over generations. White clothes go in first into the hottest, cleanest water, then light colors, then darks, then heavy soil work clothes. Each item runs piece by piece through the wringer into a first rinse tub where it is agitated briefly. It runs through the wringer again into a second rinse tub with fresh water and a splash of white vinegar. Then it is wrung a final time into a basket bound for the clothesline. 3 passes, 2 rinse tubs, 15 gallons serving an entire household. The average American washing machine uses about 41 gallons for a single load. The Amish system uses roughly 3 to 4 gallons per load in effective consumption. That is not a marginal improvement. That is a fundamentally different universe of efficiency. The treadle is a foot-powered lever mechanism as old as civilization itself. You press it with your foot, and it converts downward motion into rotary energy through a flywheel and crankshaft. Before electricity existed, the treadle powered lathes, saws, spinning wheels, and looms. Engineers have measured that a person generates 4 times more power through pedaling than through hand cranking alone. Sustained pedaling at 1/8 horsepower can continue for 60 minutes without exhaustion. That is precisely the duration of a full wringer laundry session. In 1851, Isaac Singer mounted a treadle to his sewing machine in New York and changed manufacturing forever. Millions of Singer treadles still function today, more than 170 years later. That same flywheel physics-powered washing agitators across rural America for decades. In 1907, Frederick Maytag built his first clothes washer at his factory in Newton, Iowa. It was a wooden tub with a hand crank that turned an inside dolly fitted with pegs. The Maytag pastime washer launched a manufacturing empire built on simple mechanical principles. The cascading rinse method the Amish use today is identical to counterflow rinsing in industrial manufacturing. The cleanest water meets the cleanest product last. Modern semiconductor fabrication plants in Silicon Valley use this exact principle to rinse silicon wafers worth thousands of dollars each. The Amish apply the same physics to cotton shirts and denim overalls using galvanized tubs in a farmhouse washroom. Indian dhobis beat garments on river stones along the Ganges. Korean laundry traditions stretch back millennia. Japanese tub and paddle washing is called sentaku. Every civilization that mastered textile care discovered the same principles independently: agitation, mechanical water extraction, cascading water reuse. The Amish did not invent this. They simply never stopped doing it. Then in a single generation, it all vanished from American stores. Not because it failed, because something far more profitable arrived. By the 1920s, Maytag's factory in Newton, Iowa, was producing wringer washers by the hundreds of thousands. These machines were built from cast iron and pressed steel. They were massively over-engineered on purpose. Gears were designed to run for decades without a single replacement part. Families bought one wringer washer and used it for a lifetime. Maytag produced wringer washers for 76 consecutive years. When manufacturing was discontinued in late 1983, 11.7 million units had rolled off the assembly lines. Thousands of them are still running today, over 40 years later. But Maytag did not stop because the machine failed. Industry sales had been declining since 1948, and that decline was not natural, it was manufactured. The automatic washing machine arrived wrapped in the marketing language of post-war American progress. Just as Willis Carrier had reframed passive cooling as primitive in the 1920s, appliance manufacturers reframed the wringer washer as a symbol of drudgery. Glossy magazine advertisements showed smiling suburban housewives pressing a single button while their gleaming automatic machine did everything behind a locked glass door. The message was unmistakable. Modern women do not touch their laundry. Modernity means automation, and automation means buying a machine that uses fresh water for every single load and a full electrical draw every time it runs. The cascading rinse principle was eliminated overnight, not by better physics, but by better marketing. Each automatic load required 30 to 40 gallons of fresh water. Each load consumed its own detergent. Each cycle drew 400 to 5,000 watts, depending on water heating. Multiply that by 5 to 6 loads per week, and you have a machine generating recurring revenue every single day it operates. A wringer washer that lasts 40 years, uses no electricity, and reuses its own water cannot sustain an industry built on replacement cycles. Washing machine lifetimes have decreased by 45% across the industry, from an average of 19.2 years down to just 10.6 years. Sealed tubs with seam-welded plastic tanks mean that when the bearings fail, you throw away the entire machine. This shift favors replacement over durability. The United States washing machine market generated $6.83 billion in revenue in 2024. The global market hit $82.3 billion in 2025. That revenue depends entirely on machines that break, that consume, that demand replacement every decade. A 40-year machine with no electronics is an existential threat to that entire model. Maytag stopped making wringer washers in 1983. No major manufacturer has produced one since. Water. A wringer system uses 3 to 4 gallons per effective load. Even an Energy Star certified machine requires 14 gallons. Run the annual calculation at 5 loads per week. The wringer system consumes approximately 800 gallons in an entire year. A modern automatic uses up to 5,600 gallons annually. Energy. A hand-powered wringer draws 0 watts. A modern automatic draws 400 to 500 watts per cycle and up to 5,000 watts when heating water. Over a year, that amounts to roughly 2,000 kilowatt hours consumed just for laundry. Durability. Fewer moving parts. Repairs can be done with basic hand tools. Replacement rubber rollers cost a few dollars. The tub does not crack because it is steel, not plastic. The gears do not strip because they are cast iron, not nylon. There is no circuit board to short out and no door lock sensor to malfunction. So why can you not walk into a Home Depot or a Lowe's and buy one today? The entire appliance industry depends on recurring purchases every 8 to 12 years. Manufacturers monetize the installed base through extended warranties, remote diagnostics, and replacement part subscriptions. A wringer washer lasting 40 years represents 1 sale per lifetime versus 3 to 4 automatic purchases over the same period. Big box retailers earn their margins on smart features, Wi-Fi connectivity, and subscription detergent delivery services. A $300 hand-powered washer with no electronics generates 0 aftermarket revenue. The wringer washer has been deliberately repositioned in the American imagination as a quaint museum piece. Decades of advertising have redefined progress itself. Progress now means automation and dependency, not resource efficiency and durability. Lehman's hardware store in Kidrone, Ohio, still manufactures and sells hand-powered wringer washers. The company was founded in 1955 to serve the Amish community with non-electric household goods. They ship across the entire country. You need one stainless steel or galvanized wash tub with a hand-cranked or treadle-driven agitator and 2 rinse tubs positioned alongside. Total investment is $300 to $500 for the washer and roughly $40 for 2 rinse tubs. That puts the total under $600 to build a laundry operation that will outlast every automatic washer on the market today. Annual water savings are 4,000 to 5,000 gallons. Annual electricity savings is the complete elimination of all laundry energy from your utility bill. Projected lifespan is 30 to 50 years of daily service. The Amish did not reject modernity, they rejected dependency. Their families average 6 to 7 children per household, generating enormous laundry volumes. They handle every garment with a machine that has no circuit board, no subscription service, and no engineered expiration date. The knowledge survived because physics does not care about marketing budgets or retail profit margins. It works right now in Lancaster County, Holmes County, and Elkhart County. It works on off-grid homesteads in every American state. If you set up the system correctly, it will work for you, quietly, efficiently, for decades, while the appliance industry pretends it does not exist. The machine has been waiting. It has always been waiting.